Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Jet. Welcome back to episode of MDK Racing Victory Stop, recapping one of 3 championship races. The NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series finished up last night, posting this on Saturday morning. And the only thing I can describe this race is a simple sound effect. That's really all I can describe it. An exhale. A complete 180 from what we saw last year in the championship race, where it was the worst championship race, one of the worst races I've seen in my entire life. This one was very calm, very typical NASCAR race, but absolute domination from Wisconsin's Majeski. You want to talk about domination. That was domination at its finest. Majeski leads 133 of the 150 laps to go on to win the race and, most importantly, claim his first ever NASCAR Truck Series championship in his second championship for appearance. This race, like I said, was domination. I mean, only 2 leaders, and that was Majeski and Cory Heim, who led 16 laps and actually won at stage 1. We're going to go over all the 4 drivers. But this race, like I said, was your typical NASCAR race. There was a little portion there where things got a bit crazy. In the latter portion of the race, we saw the big one happen on the back straightaway where Connor Mozak, Frankie Muniz, a couple other drivers were also involved. Some big hits. We started, at first, I thought we were going to see a trend pickup where it was caution after caution after caution, but mainly everyone remained on their P's and Q's, and we got to the finish at a reasonable time. The championship 4 showed up. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 5th. Grant Enfinger in 5th. Great season overall. Not many people expected him to be in the championship 4 due to the team that he was going to, but great season nonetheless. 2 wins back-to-back in the round of 8. He had some bright spots, some shiny moments, but that 9 truck just didn't have the speed. Christian Eckes in 3rd place. Now, this goes back to the whole discussion of, legitimate champion, the playoffs, and all that stuff. I'm looking at Christian Eckes' stats. Unbelievable. He has an average finish of 5.39 he had this season. The best since 1996, which I believe was the inaugural year of the Truck Series. He's also only the 2nd driver to have to finish inside the top 10 in all but 1 race. That was Ron Hornaday back again in 1996. I mean, to ride a 22 consecutive top 10 streak is absolutely incredible. Stage 1 by Christian Eckes, but he had the best truck by a mile. Unfortunately, he didn't have the truck when it mattered most, but still finished in 3rd place. Now, Cory Heim in 2nd, he had the most eventful day. He drove his way up to the front, and he took the lead from Majeski late in stage number 1, went on to win stage 1. That was the only time Majeski was even challenged. Then he had some issues, some self-inflicted, where he had a couple of pit road issues, slid through his pit box a little bit, got sent back in traffic, wasn't able to make that back up. But then on a restart, I think 2nd or 3rd car in the inside lane, pulls out of line before the start-finish line. That's a restart violation, gets sent to the back of the field, and he drove his way up so quickly. I mean, I was surprised by how fast Cory Heim was able to drive his way up to the field. I thought maybe Heim has a shot at it, but 2nd was the best that he could do. I mean, no one could touch Majeski. That car was just so good, especially on the short run. That car would just take off. And with this race being a short race as it is already, you needed to get into a real long green flag run in order for Cory Heim to be able to catch up. But Majeski just had the best truck by a mile. And it shouldn't be surprising because this is a type of track that suits Majeski. His 2 other wins this season, IRP, Indianapolis Raceway Park, and Richmond the following week. Those are 2 tracks that you can kind of take little bits and pieces and apply it to a track like Phoenix. Him grow up in Wisconsin, racing the short track star up there. This is a type of track that suits Majeski. So I'm not surprised by how well he ran, but I'm just surprised by how dominant he was. Overall, huge congratulations to Majeski. He's been the type of driver this season where he's been quiet. He's been doing what he needs to do, running, winning races, finishing races, but he hasn't been the guy. When you look at 2024, it has been Eckes Heim, been those 2 drivers, but Majeski was just in the background, just did what he needed to do, made the playoffs, just was able to run his own race and quietly and methodically make his way up to the front and is now your 2024 Truck Series champion. So what does this mean for the future? Well, we do know this. With Cory Heim, he will be back next year. Maybe 3rd time's a charm. I mean, back-to-back championship for appearances. Last year, he had the best truck by a mile. This year, he was still very competitive. Was the 2nd best to Christian Eckes. Who knows? Maybe in 2025, he comes back here for a 3rd time and is able to finish the job. oh so close once again for Cory Heim. Grant Enfinger will stay with CR7 Motorsports. Christian Eckes moves up to the Xfinity Series with Kaulig Racing. With Ty Majeski, I feel like though much is going to remain the same. I don't see this championship propelling anything. He's 30 years old. I feel like his opportunity to move up in the ranks of NASCAR have closed. He did have an opportunity in Xfinity Series, I think back in 2016, 2017, with that dreadful 60 Roush car that he shared with Austin Cindric. That was just horrible, but I feel like Ty Majeski's at the point of his career where he's kind of like with Justin Allgaier, where Allgaier is a staple in the Xfinity Series. I see Ty Majeski being a staple in the Truck Series. Same thing with Ben Rhodes. Him, those two drivers at Thorsport Motorsport, or Thorsport Racing, I should say, I think they are going to have established careers in the Truck Series. I don't think the championship is going to propel them any forward, but I do expect to see Ty Majeski be a staple, a foundation for the new era of the Truck Series. Just to wrap things up with final thoughts, this is where one of those what-if scenarios come into play. And this involves Christian Eckes. We go back last week at Martinsville when it was him and Taylor Gray. Taylor Gray was not a factor at all in this race. Didn't challenge one bit. Not even Christian Eckes. He was just nowhere around the championship for drivers. Had Christian Eckes let Taylor Gray go, because Christian Eckes was already going to be in the championship for, he had let him go. Because Ty Majeski, when Taylor Gray took the lead, was out. He was out of the championship for. As soon as Christian Eckes took the lead right back from Taylor Gray by moving him out of the way, Majeski was back in. You could play Monday morning quarterback, but, if you're Christian Eckes, you look back that, man, if I let Taylor Gray win that race, Ty Majeski is not in the championship for, who knows? I could have had an opportunity. Granted, he still finished third. He would have still finished behind Cory Heim, but still, you look back, it's like, could that have maybe changed things? Could I have become champion had I not did that to Taylor Gray, had I let him win that race? Again, this is this Monday morning quarterback where you look back at the season and go, what if? Certain little points, will you do something? The butterfly effect, I should say, and how it will affect you much later on in the season or maybe even the next week. So that's something I think Christian Eckes will look back on. But overall, this race, it was a very straightforward race. I would even argue it's a bit of a snoozer because just Ty Majeski was so good. No one had a shot at contending with him. Cory Heim, a little bit that stage one, but after that, it was 98 all the way. But what are your thoughts on the race and on Ty Majeski's championship run in the comment section down below? Today, we got the NASCAR Xfinity Series and, of course, the Cup Series tomorrow. Excited for that. Until next time, though, my name is Jett from MDK. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.